joined by Mizzou head coach Robin Pingeton. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll open it up to questions from the media. Whenever you're ready, Coach.
Just appreciate you guys jumping on. Obviously, winning is really hard in the SEC. Winning on the road's definitely hard in the SEC. We've got a lot of respect for Ole Miss. Coach Yo has definitely done a tremendous job with this program. They got a lot of really talented players. I've been so impressed with what I've watched on film, and so we knew we had our hands full. We knew it was going to be a battle. I thought our kids really competed. I think, it's a game of runs, and had some frustrating possessions. But our kids just hung in there, and I thought different kids stepped up when we got into foul trouble, which was huge. We had a really, really hard time keeping Ole Miss off the boards, and that definitely hurt us. I think they had 15 second chance points, and so credit to them on that. We did a good job finding the open man. I thought in that first quarter we did a great job taking care of the ball. Second quarter, we let some possessions get away from us, and you got to give them credit. They're a great defensive team, but found a way to pull out a nice win on the road.
Go ahead and get your hands raised in the queue, and we will get started with questions. First one's going to come from Colin O'Brien from Jeff City. Go ahead, Colin.
Hey, Robin, just the significance of this win on the road and doing what you did after the layoff. Just how'd you guys go about setting the tone for what you're going to do on the court tonight, and then only trailing for 40 seconds in this game?
Yeah, it has been really hard to get into a rhythm. There's no doubt about it. Any kind of flow. I mean, we had Vandy canceled and then Auburn, and I know that was kind of an emotional roller coaster for our kids. And, but they responded. I mean, I feel I've said this all year. I think we've got some really talented pieces, and it's just a matter of putting the puzzle together. And honestly, we just need games. We need games. We need practice. We need to be on the court, and we've had a hard time getting consecutive days. So to be able to come do this on the road, that was big. We talked a lot before the game, just about how hard winning is, and there's got to be that trust piece. There's got to be their trust in their teammates, the trust that we're going to be assignment correct. We're going to battle one possession at a time, and I thought our girls did that. Different times, different kids stepped up, and it's always nice to get a road win for sure in the SEC. Those are hard to come by.
Michael Howie, the man eater, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. It was another long stretch between games. Obviously, you must have been impressed with the start, but were you really expecting to score 29 like that in the first quarter? How impressed were you with how your team came out and started this game?
Yeah, really, really proud of them, and I just said, even before the game started, I think we're all still learning a little bit about each other. They're hard to read. I knew that we needed to come out and have, high energy and grittiness, and it's a pretty laid back team. And so sometimes it's hard to read them when they're coming out on the court. But as soon as that ball was tipped, I felt the energy from them. I felt they were locked in the huddles and the timeouts. We've had a couple of really good practices. We haven't had many of them because of NCAA rules and having to take days off and contact tracing. But when we do get a chance to practice, it's been pretty darn good lately. So again, just really, really proud of them.
Kyle Pinnell's next. Go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, Coach, you just talked about the lack of practices and only playing 8 games now. What does it say about your team's maturity in a game like this where you guys were able to weather a couple of runs in the second quarter and again in the third quarter? I believe they went on a 7-0 run. You responded 9-0, and then it was all you guys from there. What does it say about your team's maturity to be able to do that with maybe not as much experience together?
Yeah, we've got some older kids on our team. It's just the minutes and the playing time and the experience is what we're lacking. But that's, there was a couple times the girls came to the bench when they got subbed out. There was some frustrations with different things, but their ability to be able to put it behind them and just have that next play speed, next play mentality was pretty darn good tonight. And we knew that was going to be huge. That's what you got to do. You got to compete one possession at a time, and you can't focus on what could have happened or what might happen. You've got to win it one possession at a time. And for the most part, I thought our kids did a really good job of just staying in the present.
Eric Blum, go ahead, Eric.
Hey, Robin, did you say anything to Haley Haley Frank, that is, at halftime. I think she had 2 points at the half and ended the game with 23. So, I mean, obviously she was finding something right in the second half. So what did you see from that perspective?
You know, I did not say anything specifically to her. She knows that we need her to be assertive offensively. We talked about, again, just trusting that ball movement, putting each other in positions, uh, being able to create shots for each other. And, that we've got some kids on our team that do a tremendous job of creating shots, and you don't always get credit for that. But when you can get other people's defenders to bite and kind of converge on that ball, that's going to open up some other things. But I think she felt pretty confident. She had quite a bit of arch on, I think, that last three that she hit. I think she knew that she was in a good rhythm, but credit her for being more aggressive. We ran a couple more sets for her. We don't have a lot of sets in just because we haven't had time to practice and put things in, but the ones that we do, I thought our kids really executed well, and she was able to knock down those shots.
Colin O'Brien, go ahead, Colin.
Yeah, Coach, it was second quarter at Arkansas and then a little bit of a slow second quarter tonight as well. Just is your immediate reaction as a coach that there's something common there, or is it sort of a product of it's just 2 games and it's maybe a little bit more about the season than it is about anything with the team in particular?
Yeah, I think sample size is too small to, read too much into that, to be honest with you. I mean, we actually got more shots in the second quarter, I know, than we did in the first quarter. We shot quite a few free throws in that first quarter. They got to the free throw line, but to me, it was more about the turnovers. I felt like we were getting some good looks and then maybe lost a little bit of discipline, tried to make that flashy play or just didn't play with the pace that we need. And so there's a couple possessions that, we give them some credit for their defense, but I also thought we got ahead of ourselves and didn't play at the pace we needed to. And I think there was some frustration there, but we shot the ball pretty dang well in that first quarter. 81%, second quarter 46. Ball didn't fall for us, and we didn't get to the free throw line. So I mean that makes a difference. But I think the sample size is too small to read too much into that yet.
Michael Howie, go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, Coach, kind of going off what Eric asked, you've talked before about wanting Haley Frank to shoot the ball more. She took 10 shots, made 7 of them tonight. Was that kind of more of what you wanted to see from her?
For sure. I mean, I think we all feel really good when Haley's shooting the ball, and I think there's 3 layers to that. I think one, for us to be able to put in some more sets to get her some more looks. That's a kid that could use a little bit of help at times to be able to create shots, and that's been hard to do. We probably have not even half of the typical stuff that we would have in at this time of the year. So we're behind from that standpoint. Golly, when we get to practice, we're just working on conditioning, some other baseline things. But number one, we've got to do a good job as a coaching staff to get her shots. Number two, we need her teammates to understand they got to put her in a position and help create shots for her. And then number three, we need Frankie being as assertive as she was in the second half. And so, there's 3 layers to that. And we all know she can shoot the heck out of it. She's one of our hardest workers. She's a winner. She's used to winning, and hit some big ones for us tonight for sure.
Okay, we're going to finish up tonight with Eric Blum. That'll be the last question. Go ahead, Eric.
Coach, just overall, just how beneficial is just getting out there and going through the motions just for the future of just getting things where you want for the program tonight?
Yeah, it was huge. I think even at, when we had shoot around this morning, then we had pregame meal, I think the girls were just kind of like, okay, we're not going to get that phone call, are we? So a little worried about if we're going to be able to play or not. But I just think any practice, any game we get under our belt is so huge right now. I do. I really, I enjoy this team. There's a lot of talent on this team, and it's just a matter of putting those pieces together. But we need to be on the court together to find that rhythm. And I think this team has a pretty high ceiling. We've got a lot of work to do, but the talent's there. We just got to put all the pieces together.
Okay, that'll do it for tonight. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.